Hey y'all, how's it going? Hope everyone's doing super awesome today. Welcome to Zahatka. My name is Valentina, and today I have a tutorial for you of a quilted ruffled tote bag. Looks just like this, and it's a good size, and it has a pocket on the inside. I will give you all the dimensions and everything you need to know. If you want to learn how to sew one of these for yourself or for someone else as a gift, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and let's get to sewing. I have already pre-cut all of the material. This is for the ruffle part. It's 3 inches wide by 90 inches long. Then you have the outer part, 2 squares of 16 by 15. Then the liner, 2 squares 16 by 15. The pocket, 7 by 8, and this is all in inches. And 2 batting pieces, 16 by 15. And of course, you can't forget the label. I first line up my outer layer, and I'm making the quilted with just lines going up and down 1 inch apart. So I draw those on. You can either use a quilting guide, draw them on, however it works for you, or whatever design you want to do. And then I put that top piece on top of the batting for both the front and the back, and I proceed to just sew the quilted design on. After I finish sewing on the quilting pattern, I cut off any extra of the batting pieces, and then I take my iron and I go down the lines of where I drew on my lines, and I used a heat erasable pen. So if you want to put a blow dryer to it or the iron, it works. Then my label, I like to iron down 2 of the sides and just sew it down on the 2 sides, because they are raw edges and the top and bottom are not. Then I get my liner to attach the pocket, and I decide where I want the pocket to be. First, I fold over one side, one of the longer sides on the pocket, and sew a top stitch. That's going to be the top of the pocket. And then I iron down the other 3 sides, and then I proceed to sew it onto the liner. Now to make the ruffle, and what I do here is I have that 3 inch by 90 inch piece, and I fold it in half to get me 1.5 inch on each side. And I like these to be double-sided because you will see the front and the back of the bag. And the ends, I just like to fold them inside each other and have them sewn down. And whenever it's a lot, 90 inches is a long piece of fabric, and it's kind of hard to do the bunching with the ruffle, at least for me. So I just do the ruffle by hand. I still like to sew the fabric together. It makes it easier, but I still like to do it by hand, and I just like put a million clips on there, and it works for me. But if you have a better method, let me know down below. After I clip on all that ruffle, I just sew it on, and I do this on one side. I don't sew the front and the back together right away. First, I sew the ruffle on, and then I put the other piece of the bag on and sew them together. So pretty side to pretty side, and you sew the 3 sides. You'll see me do that. And here's where I realized that I completely forgot to cut the material for the handles. So hopefully you're watching this video before making the bag and then making it, or just cut the material for the handles now. I do 5 inches wide by 25 to 27 inches long. This one was 27. It lands more for a taller person. 24 to 25 would probably be better for a shorter person. But I cut out that, and then I do a 2-inch by the same length of a cotton batting, because I want the strap to be secure and, like, you know, thick and not just a piece of fabric. So I cut those out. Then I take my iron and I iron the 5-inch piece of fabric together, or in half, and then I fold it in and iron it down. Then I go back, I unfold those 2 fabrics, and I insert my batting piece right into the center. It fits. It's like 2 to 2.5 inches. And then I fold that part in half and do a top stitch over that. And here I ended up doing 4 top stitches. I just thought it added a cute little touch and design to it. Now for the liner, we put 2 of the 2 liners together, pretty side to pretty side, so the pocket and whatever other side on the inside, and you will sew the 3 sides, leaving a little gap in the bottom or on the side. Just, if you didn't make a pocket, make sure you sew the correct 3 sides. And then I cut the corners of my bag and turn it right side out. This is where you see if your ruffle worked out the way you wanted it to or not. I mean, you can turn it right side out before then, but you know, it's always exciting to do that. Turn it right side out. And then I attach my straps where I want them. And on here, I did about 2.5 inches away from each side and about 8 inches in between. But I clip those down wherever I want them. You choose the width you want them and how far from the edges you want them and stuff like that. I just gave you the dimensions that I did. And then what you're going to do is put the liner on the bag. So you do pretty side to pretty side, and just like putting on a pillowcase, you just insert the bag into the liner, just like that. And just make sure that you see the outside of the liner, like the not pretty side of the liner. And then just do a top stitch all around. And I did do like quite a few stitches on the sides and on the place where the handles are, just to make it more secure. And then you're going to use that little hole that you left. I had to make mine a little bit bigger, but you're going to use that little hole that you left to turn your project right side out. After I have it turned right side out, I slide the liner inside the bag, and then I do a top stitch on the top to basically secure the liner and just give it a little more definition on the bag. And after you've triple checked to make sure everything is the way you like it, you sew that hole in the liner back up. Now, I just want to say a big thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I do really hope it was helpful for you and the tutorial is useful and you'll use it. Please let me know down below if you will try this or not, or what suggestions you have for me. If you did enjoy this and you are not yet subscribed, if you could consider liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, and all that good stuff that helps me out, I'd really much appreciate it. And I hope to see you all again next time. Bye bye!